Hi, I'm Lola Forrester. Welcome to Jab Jabber. Today I'm speaking with Kyla Flick. Kyla, can you let us know who your mob is?
Yeah, I'm a Bigambul and Gummerow woman. So my family comes from Colorado, Cherbourg area.
Do you know how you caught COVID-19?
I believe I caught it from working in a high school. I'm a high school teacher.
So what were your initial symptoms and how did you know you were sick?
Initially, I thought another sinus infection. It presented much the same, the headache, the feeling stuffy, but then it just gradually got worse to the point of being physically sick and unable to get out of bed.
So when did you realise that you needed to go to hospital?
It was through the COVID community team. They would ring up every day and check in on you. And if your numbers or your temperature wasn't where it should be, then they would ring the ambulance and you'd go up there for a little trip. Maybe 3 days in of being really, really sick. And they suggested that I go in because my oxygen levels kept going down and up. And I'm a type 2 diabetic and my sugars weren't great at all either.
How long were you in there and what do you remember of the time in there?
I wasn't in there for very long. It was 3 short stays. I'm a single parent, so my 5 and 1 year old had to come with me each time. They wouldn't let anyone else look after them. Even in hospital, I had to be in my own isolated room with these 2 active children.
How did your kids react with you? Did they know what was going on?
My 5-year-old sort of understood because they'd talked about it at school. They understood a bit because we'd gone and gotten tested twice before. And then when I received the positive, my children were still negative. So you can't explain it to a 1-year-old to social distance and everything else. So, it was really hard. They both ended up getting it. So we were locked down and isolated for just over a month, I think. But thankfully the kids, they were nowhere near as bad as me. They just had a bit of a runny nose, which was a blessing, really.
So were you permitted any visitors while you were in there?
No, I couldn't get anyone to come in and help me. It was very, very lonely. I'd been asking just for a bit of respite, just a little break. And it had been, I caught it early August. Yeah, I never felt more isolated and alone in my life.
Kyla, so how are you feeling now and are you getting your strength back?
Slowly, I am. I have an appointment to see a heart specialist because there's concerns for long COVID. So I need to make sure that there's no permanent damage to my heart, especially. But there's things that I used to be able to do without huffing and puffing, where now it's such an effort. I do struggle. So it's taking a while to really get back to where I used to be.
And what about the kids?
The kids are fine. Oh, gee. That sounds so bad. I just thought, you wouldn't even know that they were sick. If only it was only because they took the tests that I don't know if I'll ever get back to my normal. And it'll depend on what happens when I see the specialist for my heart and lungs. But at the moment, I can't do what I used to be able to.
So do you have anything more to say to our mob about the virus and getting vaccinated for COVID-19 now?
I can understand the hesitancy towards getting vaccinated, but after having gone through what I went through, I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. And I was very, very lucky to have made it through it. Just do it not for yourself, do it for others. And if you do get a side effect for one day, then that's got to be better than having to actually go through it for weeks. So please get vaccinated.
Kyla, look, thank you very much for giving up your time today.
Thank you so much.
That was Jab Jabber, an interview series produced with support from the New South Wales Government.